Welcome to The Good Pod, where today we're talking The Good Wife, Season 5, Episode 10, aka the 100th episode of The Good Wife. The Decision Tree. I am one of your hosts, Jason Reed. With me, as always, a caller of the White OJ. It's Marissa Garza. Marissa, you good?
I'm good, Jason. I'm good. You did tell me I wasn't going to like it, so you're correct.
Yeah. We had a silly little open. And I was like, no, I got something better. You'll love it, Marissa. You'll love it.
That was one of the best lines in the show, but
yes.
Are you good?
I'm good. Are you good?
I'm good.
All right.
I'm good.
Listen, the 100th episode of The Good Wife also means the 100th episode of The Good Pod covering The Good Wife. We have 100 Good Wife episodes. We can at least say we've got more than 100 episodes because of the Elsbeth of it all. But happy 100th episode of The Good Wife.
Thank you to everyone for being here. If you've been here since the beginning or just coming in, 100 episodes is a celebration for all.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Exciting. I think this episode I would submit this for an Emmy for both Julianna and Josh, because like some of the freaking acting, like especially in the dream sequence or whatever you want to call it,
the decision tree.
Yeah, between Julianna and Josh, it was just like chef's kiss for this episode. So good. Can't wait to get into it.
And it also was hilarious at certain points.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It was so good.
Before we get in too deep into the show, let's remind you of some free and easy ways you can support this podcast. You can do that by reviewing, rating, subscribing, wherever it is you are listening and or watching. It really helps us get into the eyes and ears of more people that would enjoy this type of content. If you want to just chat with us about the show, just chat it up. You can hit us up at thegoodpodfeedback@gmail.com. Us and Erica, we are just chopping it up right now about Cobra Kai over on the Gmail, helping her discover our Cobra Kai show that we mentioned the other week. So thank you so much for that, Erica. We love hearing from you.
Yeah, Erica. Yeah, that is definitely like a scavenger hunt within the internet. It's all over the place.
Oh my god, I didn't even realize until I was going through. I was like, wow, we talked about Cobra Kai in so many places. Everywhere. You can also, if you want to help us out as well, and all that stuff's free and easy. If you want to be the ultimate, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/goodpod and donate any sum of money that you wish. It helps us to get back some of the costs that we pay for on this podcast.
It would be like leaving us maybe some money in a will.
See, there you go. We would love to be named in your will. Like that's just like, can you imagine like 10 years from now? I'll give you 30 years, listener. In 30 years, it's like, hey, by the way, you guys were left some money in the will. Like, wait, what? Like, I got like me and Marissa are back. Like, I haven't talked to Marissa in 29 years.
Hey now.
I'm only giving our show another year. I haven't talked to Marissa in 29 years. So you had that big falling out. And then I see you again on whatever Zoom is or whatever StreamYard is by then. It'll probably just be little chips in our brains. It'll be like, hey, you're invited to the little meeting and the chip in your brain. I'm like, hello, Marissa.
And the BBC behind my eye.
Oh, there you go. We could get a transplant for you to see behind your eyes.
What?
So I'm like, hello, Marissa. Long time no see.
See? Just notice who became creepy. That's all.
That's old. That's not creepy. That's old. This is old me. It's probably what I'll sound like when I'm, 80 or whatever. I would not be 80 in 30 years, but you get what I'm saying.
I get it.
A long time no see, Marissa. It'll be like so and so Ned has left y'all $5 in his will. Like,
hey,
damn it.
Or if you don't want to wait that long, we have an option.
We have an option. You can go to buymeacoffee.com/goodpod. You can just donate whatever you're planning to leave us to us in your will. We'll take it right now. We kind of need it. Special shout out to Maria Elena, who just recently bought us some coffee. Thank you so much, Maria. She added something into the little comment section. Always look forward to listening to your insightful and entertaining Good Wife recaps. Thanks for your time, effort, and the consistent release of episodes. That's right, folks. We have not. I think we missed 1 week. maybe. But in the 2 years we've been doing this, 1 week.
Yes, yeah, if that. I think like it mainly has been on technical difficulties, if anything.
Yes, for sure. So shout out to Maria. Also, as I mentioned earlier, you can always leave us a review in Apple Podcasts. We did get another review on Apple Podcasts for a 5-star review. Let me pull that up. All right. I mean, this is mainly like a Elsbeth one, so maybe I'll just leave that for Elsbeth.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll leave it for Elsbeth this week. But PJ's Graham, if you're listening, I'll shout you on the Elsbeth your review.
We'll get you over there.
Stay tuned for that. You probably already listened to that if you're listening to this now. But whatever. So all right, housekeeping's out of the way. Let's get into this episode. This is a very interesting episode. I don't know if I expected Matthew Ashbaugh to ever come back, but he's back in the patented kind of like form that he has been in, because we had a lot of flashbacks in his last episode last season. Now we get more flashbacks this episode.
Yeah, he kind of is our flashback king. This episode has a lot, so let's just get into it. At the beginning, we see a car zooming at 100 miles per hour.
Get it?
The whole screen, 100 miles per hour, and it is Damien driving like nobody's business through one of the more dead parts of Chicago. Like there's like nobody around. He's on his way to Florrick Agos, and of course is being tailed by Kalinda. And Kalinda calls Diane. She's like, "Hey, I'm still following Damien." She's like, "Oh yeah, well, where is he?" "Oh, well, he's at Florrick Agos." "Oh, do you think he's gonna leave?" Like right away. Diane's like, "Oh, is he jumping ship? What's going on?"
Poor Diane. She's so traumatized by people leaving her. She's just like, "Is he leaving?" It's like last time when they were like, "Yeah, we're going to vote to get him out." She's like, "Who will?" Like, no. She is so traumatized. Well, what's been happening.
And she's really playing this well, because she's like using Kalinda, getting information. And once Kalinda's like, "I don't know, but I'll find out like why he's here." And then Diane walks over to Will's office. We've got all of these people coming out of Will's office who are building the New York offices, which we still haven't seen or have any idea what is happening there. But then Diane walks up to Will and goes, "Have you seen your boy?"
Your boy Damien? Like, yes, you are owning the Damien thing. He is your boy.
And Will's like, "My boy, like, I don't know." And she's like, "Well, I don't know where he is either. It doesn't look like you do either." So she's like letting Will know that she's not cool with this, but she doesn't really have a lot of leverage or play in it. So she's doing what she can.
Yeah, she's definitely making sure that Will knows this is his problem.
Yes. Yeah. Damien is at Florrick Agos instead of David Lee, because David Lee would rather negotiate with the devil. Again, this man, David Lee, has quite the obsession with Bible references, which was like really surprising to me as a character. But he is there to negotiate with Alicia because Alicia wants her capital contribution back. It was promised to her in previous episode. So Damien's there and he's like, "Cool, you can have the check. You just have to sign this agreement. Like, this is it." And Damien then says, "Oh, hey, so you're like the governor's wife?" And Alicia's like, "Yeah." "Oh, the governor who slept with all those prostitutes?" She's like, "Uh-huh, yeah."
It's like,
and
excuse me, it was one prostitute. It was Amber.
That we know Madison. Of, Jason. That we know
Amber, of. That we know of. It was Amber Madison, okay? It was one prostitute, Damien, one.
And I put in my notes exactly right after this conversation, I really don't like him. Because I really don't. I don't really like the Damien of it all.
Marissa, he's not meant to be liked. He's meant to be the thorn in your side.
Yeah,
he's like all of Kalinda's, rivals. He's meant to not be liked.
No kidding. So Alicia's interrupted by Carrie, and Carrie pulls her into yet another glass conference room. I don't know. Like, did you watched right? Like the show You?
No, I didn't.
Oh my gosh.
My wife did. I know there is a glass box in that show.
It's just like every single time, like, oh, there it is again. Oh, it popped up. And this is like the glass conference room of
as if glass boxes are so easy to just set up. Like, got these 4 huge sheets of glass that I'm gonna put together.
I don't know.
But you know, I just picture Carrie and Alicia being in their office, so like, you know, something's missing. Like something it just doesn't feel right about this.
Need walls, but not walls.
What
you
can
know
we
what I mean?
do? What could make this feel like home? Like, I know, a glass partition. At least this one has, you know, some framing in it, so you can't, like, it's not like you're gonna walk into the glass because you don't know where the door is. Like boom, like this one at least had some black outline so you know what you're walking into. But yeah, this is like, what do we really need? Oh, yep, some glass walls. That's what we need.
Yes, and everyone's in the conference room because no one is responding. No one is RSVPing to the holiday party that Robin pitched a couple episodes ago. They sent out 800 invitations and they've only received 30 yeses. And Alicia's kind of just like, okay, well, it's a holiday party. And then Carrie's like, yeah, but LG is throwing a party the same night. So we kind of need you to invite your husband. And Alicia's like, ugh, I really don't want to do this. But oh, did you say Lockhart Gardner is throwing a party at the same time? Okay, fine. I guess I'll do this. This we will talk about like in depth later. We'll talk about the party, but this is when this is set up.
I can only think of, like, in terms of me and my life, I only think about this in terms of like when I go see movies, right? When there's big movies coming out, it's like Avengers, Doomsday, and Dune 3 are coming out on the same weekend. Will someone move their premiere? Who's it gonna be? It's like,
not after Barbenheimer, man. They're never gonna do that.
You'll see, the thing about Barbenheimer was they were two very different movies. But I feel like both of the Doomsday and Dune are just like, they're both kind of sci-fi action movies. So I don't know. It's like, who's going to move off the spot? Like, nobody. Guess what? We're bringing in Robert Downey Jr. How you like that, Dune? We're bringing Tony Stark back. No one's going to come to your little movie when they know Tony Stark is back. So that's all I can think of. Like, oh my God, we have the parties on the same day. It's like, we're not moving our party. Our party's still going to be on this day, but we're going to work to get more people than LG. LG.
So Alicia's like, okay, fine, I'll call Peter. And also ask Clark, hey, can you just like review this exit agreement just to make sure there's like not any landmines? Which I was like, yay, Clark. So Clark does look through it and asks like, hey, this is kind of weird. This Matthew Ashbaugh guy is like in this agreement. And it seems that they're really trying to separate his money from your money in an exit agreement. That's like kind of weird. And
they're like putting language into like one other thing. We want to make sure that like any like upcoming, you know, profity money stuff like with this one guy is excluded from her, you know, her exit deal, just for no reason at all. We just want to put it in there just because it's fun. We're just having fun. Yeah, you know.
This is the first of many flashbacks we see. The first one is just kind of reminding us as the audience as to who Matthew Ashbaugh was. He's dead. 2, he is the client who was trying to hide the stuff from the NSA by playing classical music. So we get the scene of the classical music. And Alicia's like, okay, well, let me call his wife and see like what's going on. And so she calls his wife and is like, hey, are you satisfied with the cases? Basically, Mrs. Ashbaugh has no time for Alicia. She's just like, listen, you're not going to get this money. And if you make a big deal out of this, I'm going to sue you. And so Alicia's like, huh, okay, that's weird. And we get another flashback. I do want to take a little side note before we get into this flashback. Can we talk about the flashback wigs of Alicia Florrick in this situation?
Yeah, it's tough because it's like, you know, and for those that don't know, we've talked about it a couple of times, I think. Julianna Margulies has always worn a wig on The Good Wife. Anytime you see her, that's a wig. I saw something on Reddit that was like, that will forever change my perception. They've like zoomed in on Julianna Margulies like on one of the episodes, and you can see the line where like her forehead stops and the wig front starts. And it's like, oh my gosh, I never, because for me it's been seamless. I've been like, I wouldn't even know if you didn't tell me, but I see it already. It's like, oh my god, that is so freaking funny. Because like you see the natural wrinkles of her forehead, and it's just like, boop, big line of like, nope, this is fake. This is a fake scalp right here. But yeah, so she's always worn wigs. Every episode of the show, she has a wig on because she has naturally curly hair, and because Alicia Florrick has to be like, a major, like, you know, waspy figure. She could not have curly hair. I was just like, she's always worn a wig, but it feels like they were just like, all right, we're just gonna slap this on you on top of your head.
Like this was like, oh, we have never used this one, and we like, I don't know if this was like a special 100th episode prank that they did. I don't know, but it was just like really bad. Like it just was really bad wig. It was distracting to the point that I wrote in my notes, let's talk about the wigs.
Like, are they moving from scene to scene, from like present day to the past? Like, all right, at least just throw the wig on. Just throw the wig on like it's a hat.
I don't know. But in this flashback, Matthew is telling her, you're not paid enough. And she goes, you should talk to your friend Will. And he goes, Will? I think you mean my last will and testament. This is a big stretch. This is like, I don't know how we get here. But she's having this flashback of like, oh, he may have misheard me about the will and the will and testament. Oh, and Clark like breaks her out of this flashback.
Yeah, in the flashback, he's like, a bit slow today, Alicia. It's like, no, actually, I just had a long night with Will because I'm kind of hungover from banging Will's brains out last night. Because I mean,
this was in the height of everything.
Yeah. And it's so wild to me. Like, I think I even mentioned it, you know, the last time we had Ashbaugh here, we had flashbacks. Like, these flashback scenes of Will and Alicia are so much more than we got from when it was actually happening. I'm just like, this would be nice to know. Like, of course, we had like scenes here and there of Will and Alicia meeting up, but these are so much more in depth and involved than we ever got in the actual like time where Will and Alicia were together. So I'm like, make every freaking episode a flashback episode, because I love this type of content.
Well, and some of them were approaching like HBO territory. I was like,
for sure. Yeah. Heck yeah.
How are we getting there? Yes. So Clark breaks her out of her flashback, and then Alicia has this plan. She, again, I don't know what this is, but she has this thing about making Robin have this weird reason to record a conversation. This is the second time she's done it. And she's like, okay, Robin, like, just like record the conversation between me and Damien as we're negotiating. And so Alicia sets this up very clearly. She's like, if I sign this, I get my capital contribution back. Correct? And Damien's like, yeah, that's what the whole thing is. She goes, and this will not have any impact on any profit participation earned during my employment. He was like, well, that would follow. She's like, again, any impact on this? He's like, okay, gotta go. I'm out of here. And when they go to listen to the recording that Robin apparently started, it was using like the Smack Talk app and made everyone sound like children, and there were farts involved. So the recording isn't even anything.
That's what I meant to do in the opening, was to talk like this, like I'm on the Smack Talk mode. Did you ever have, I forgot what it was called, but it was something like, I think it was like licensed by Nickelodeon, and you could like talk into it, and then you can like replay it like in that type of like talk. Yeah. I think I had one of those. It was like, you know, the things that we were like entertained by as kids in the 90s. Oh yes, you talked to me about Popples in the pre-show. I had no idea what you're talking about. For those that enjoy and remember Popple, have fun with that. But I was just thinking, like, you know, kids at the age I was when I was talking to a Smack Talk generator, like, you give that to a kid now who's used to like cell phones and iPads, they chuck that thing in the trash. I mean, like, what am I going to do with this?
Well, we didn't have like visual filters. We just had auditory filters, and now they don't even need filters. They can just make their own AI video.
Yeah, it's like, what am I going to do? Like, I can't do anything with this. Like, give me my phone back. Like, it's like, just think about like what entertained us as kids for hours upon hours, and then just like how different kids are today. It's so wild to think about.
Yeah, agreed. Clark comes in and he's like, hey, so I called my friend in probate court, and it turns out that there's like another will. Not like will as in a piece of paper, not another will as in Gardner. And Ashbaugh has left $12 million to this charity, and the rest to you, Alicia. And Alicia's like, how much is the rest? And he says $12 million. And then we get the credits. So this is the setup, is that Ashbaugh has left her $12 million. It's being contested. Damien obviously kind of knew something about this, and that's why Lockhart Gardner was trying to block the gain from this, because they wanted that $12 million.
Yeah, I think, Alicia, why did you like, because the way Alicia was saying this, like, so if I sign this, this does not affect, like, that tipped Damien off to be like, something's
weird.
Like, I'm gonna leave before I get in trouble.
And he leaves super fast, and later confronts Kalinda about following her, and she's like, yeah, I'm vetting you, like, what's the big thing? And Damien's Damiening it the whole time, and Kalinda's like, I have questions about your old clients, and he says, what's the question? They're criminals, I'm their lawyer. Like, that's how it works. So now we are in probate court. Probate court has a new judge, not new to us, but a new judge who landed there after a scandal or two. Judge Dunaway is presiding over probate court.
Well, I couldn't understand if this was, it's like, where I have landed is like, is this a punishment for the will stuff? It's like, is that a dig at Will?
I think so.
Where I've landed, Will, because of things you did to me, Will, which again makes me wonder why. Like, there are 1,000 judges. How can Judge Dunaway argue Will's cases? Because there's
I don't know.
I don't know. But
yeah,
whatever. But I feel like we've seen Judge Dunaway in regular court even like long after the scandal. So I don't know what that's about. I assumed it was a dig at Will and all the scandal stuff, but I don't know.
So they're there. They're saying there's 2 wills. I just have to say, this entire time, Carrie is like Alicia's BFF. Like they're like pushing it for her the whole time, because they're like, there's 2 wills, and Carrie's like, yeah, but ours was signed like closer to his death, like trying to really like make it known. And Will Gardner is like, yeah, it was, but it was written in magic marker, so we're contesting that his wife should get all of it. Well, and Alicia's just kind of like sitting there taking this all in.
Yeah, well, you know why Carrie's so hot to trot, because he's like,
I want the $12 million.
Basically, Alicia's $12 million is my $12 million. That she's gonna probably put a lot of that into this firm. So let's get this money, baby.
Yes, yeah. It just was like he was right there for her though. That time, except for some other things. But anyway, Judge Dunaway is like, oh, hey, a great day for you, Alicia. Alicia's like,
He's like, you're the governor's wife and you get $12 million. Like, okay. Like, I'm more than the governor's wife, but okay, thanks.
So Damien calls Paula Gidfar to the stand, and we learn about her. She has signed the magic marker will with a smiley face. She was the witness on the will, and she signed it with a smiley face. Alicia again gets a flashback, and she's like, I've seen this signature before. And so then she tells Carrie, like, hey, I've seen it before. But what Damien is basically setting up here is that Paula is a sex worker and was working during this time because she was paid $5,000 for her services from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. for anything that this man needs. Doesn't have to be sexual of nature. It could be anything. In this case, it was a signature and an enema.
I was like, wait, what? Like,
that's an enema.
I was like, all right, okay. Hey, listen, I'm not here to kink shame. I'm not here to judge your freak. If you like it, I love it. I'm not here to yuck your yum, all those things. But I was like, okay, interesting.
That's what he wanted.
Quite a detail. It was like, okay, okay. That's an interesting thing to throw in there, Paula.
Well, and Damien's whole argument here is that a paid witness is an invalid witness, so therefore, ergo, he says ergo a lot, which tells me I don't think he's that great of a lawyer, but ergo, this witness is invalid. So now it's time to do the cross-examination, and Carrie's like, go for it, Clark. Now's your time. And I gotta say, talk about Emmy-worthy performances. Nathan Lane really does bring it in this scene. It was so entertaining to watch because it was nervous.
And it was so cute too, because Carrie's like, go ahead, Clark. You got it. He's like pushing the baby bird out of the nest. He's like, come on, Clark, you gotta fly sometime. Let's do it, baby. And I had, like, before we got to this part of the series, I had totally forgotten that Nathan Lane, aka Clark, was even involved in the Florrick Agos of it all. I'm so happy he's here because he's so. I mean, he's Nathan Lane. He's good at everything. So it's like he's so endearing and so sweet in this show. Like I love seeing it. I love seeing the bromance between him and Carrie. That's so much fun.
Yeah, and he's like so nervous. He's like, so have you ever been contracted with him before? And the judge is like, can you speak up? And then Nathan Lane like does theater projection voice. And it's like, it's too loud. So he finally gets there. She's like, yeah, he's contracted with me before. And have you signed any other contracts than this one? And she's like, yeah, I have. It's like, oh, like the retainer agreement for Lockhart Gardner. And it's like, I was like, and Lockhart Gardner's like, yeah, but no, like we object to this. And then there's this moment where Judge Dunaway is like, do you have a counter argument, Clark? And Clark's like, I do have one. It's an argument of many things, as he's like walking over to get like conferring with Alicia and Carrie. And he's like, no, okay, I'm just gonna leave that. But I do have one brief thought. What time was this will signed? Because you said that from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. was basically your shift. And she's like, oh no, I signed it at like 9:30 because that's when he went to work. It's like, so you weren't being paid at the time you signed the contract. And even like Paula was like, I see where you're going. Like, this is so great.
I get it. I know what you're doing here. Like, yeah, that was so funny.
And then like at the end of it, when he says nothing further, Your Honor, like Carrie's like, yeah,
he did
go, bro. Yeah,
I love the argument here. Like, okay, well, if the will is invalid because she signed it, then the retainer agreement for Lockhart Gardner also invalid because she signed it. Then I was like, okay, well, that has nothing to do with the will.
Yeah,
like, I don't care. I don't care about retainer agreements. We're talking about the will here. Like, oh, okay, well, that didn't work. So. Yeah, I'm glad they're able to like, nail down timing and being like, all right, well, he couldn't find his pen, he was in a rush, and it was after he got contracted you, so bada bing, bada boom, you're a valid witness because you weren't being paid at the time. Bam.
And that like was Clark using his like finance brain of like when are things, as opposed to like going a lawyer route. So because he like literally like he looked at stuff and then it clicked in his mind and then he was able to kind of, go another way. So proud of him. Way to go, Clark. Damien and Kalinda street racing. Sorry, guys. I'm just really not into this. This is really dumb.
Bruh. What? Fast and Furious, Kalinda's Revenge, Part 12.
Oh, bad.
Like, dude, this is so dumb. And it's and I hate to keep like harping on it, but this is just so it's Kalinda's. This is about the third time that Kalinda is dealing with this type of nonsense, with these type of knuckleheads that are alpha broing all over her. So it's like, it's so annoying. Like, well, I mean, I'm sure they had fun that day on set with this like stunt drivers.
Sure, I'm sure. But at the same time, Kalinda as a character and Archie Punjabi as an actress deserves better than this, because basically she's driving around tailing Damien. Damien is like playing games, trying to play chicken with her, and basically drives her past a cop whom he knows and says, hey, basically, oh, too bad, so sad, you're going too fast. The cop holds her. And this cop is named Jenna, and she's a detective. I knew something was up the moment a detective walks out on a street call. Like, what is this? But Jenna is from something.
Jenna, aka Jordana Spiro, she's been in Ozark. She had her own show, The Mob Doctor, which not to be confused with The Cleaning Lady, which I think is like the same exact show. Where it's like there's a doctor or a nurse that cleans up for the mob. Mob Doctor, very short-lived show, less than a season. I think had like 13 episodes, so not very memorable. I think the first thing I remember Jordana Spiro from is she had like, this was the era of like, oh look, it's a girl that's cool with the guys. And I think it was called My Boys, where it was like she had like
three I remember that show. Yeah,
she had like three male best friends. So it was like, oh look, she's so cool, she could hang out with the guys. And so it was that type of vibe of a show. But yeah, Jordana Spiro is here. And again, this can we give Kalinda something else to do? So instead of like hitting on and seducing female officers / detectives / FBI agents.
It's just bad news. Bad news.
/ DAs / everything.
Whatever you want to put in there.
Yeah.
So we get the wife, Ashbaugh's wife, on the stand in probate court, and Diane is asking about the fact that there was a point where Ashbaugh's companies thought that he was mentally unstable. So now they're trying to argue that like the will in general was like not done of sane mind. Because I don't know. I don't know if you know this about me. I am a notary, so I can notarize things.
Wait, you are a notary?
I am a notary. Yes. If you have,
for some reason that just does not surprise me at all.
Stamps, the law. Come on now.
Do you have your stamp? Like handy?
I do.
Like,
not like it's over there. But yes,
I have a friend that's a notary. I can say that. If anyone's ever like, oh, I need this notary, I'm like, I have a friend that's a notary.
As long as I am in the state of Illinois, I can stamp something, and I can do it digitally. So I'm just putting that out there for anyone. Right. If you need notary things, I am here for that. Why did I bring this up? Oh yeah, because
it does not shock me that you're like it fits to a T.
When it says one of the first lines in a will and testament is I so and so of sound body and mind. So now they're arguing this is not of sound body and mind. Alicia has this flashback of talking to Matthew where they're prepping him for a deposition, and it's her and it's Will, and they're sitting next to each other on a table or by a table, and Matthew is at the head of the table. This is all very important because of what's going to happen next. Yeah. So she's like saying to Matthew, because it's like Will, Alicia, Matthew. Okay. So Alicia says to Matthew, like, we need to prep you for this. Like, this is really important. Meanwhile, you see under the table Will's hands and also a short skirt that is blue. And insinuating that this is Will and Alicia because Alicia's wearing blue. Yes. So fantastic. Not like fantastic, but okay. We've like checked that. I'm just setting the scene. We've done that part. We've done that part. And her memory is just like a little jumpy. So she remembers the hands. She remembers the dress. She remembers him saying that like playing the fox. He kept saying that over and over again. Play the fox, play the fox, play the fox. And, all of this stuff. And she's just like distracted. And she looks over at Will, who is not looking at her at this point.
She's I wrote mine. I was like, is it getting hot in here or what?
Yes.
She's like, she's getting the vapors. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm remembering so much about Will and that night, and the hands on my thigh, on my dress. It's like, ooh, wee.
I just put Will hands.
Will hands. And in this whole thing is Ashbaugh basically trying to say like, yeah, the whole crazy thing, that's just me putting on an act. Like, I'm not really that like.
Yes. And so she comes out of this flashback to hear Diane ask Ashbaugh's wife. He never mentioned anything about drawing up a new will, and she's like, correct. That is correct. So Clark takes the cross on this again. Go Clark.
Clark did it.
And he has been given this information by Alicia about this motto on his desk. So like, what is that motto? It's like, always play the fox. It kind of throws off the power balance. So he asks his wife, or Ashbaugh's wife, like, so was he pretending to be crazy to throw off his opponent? She's like, I don't really know. Like, not really. I guess not. At this point, Will's having his own flashback. He remembers the setting of Will, Alicia, Ashbaugh talking about the fox situation, but he also has a flashback to his hands and legs and a dress, but this dress was red. Did you notice this?
Yes, this is so cool because it goes to like people's memories are so different. Like, yes. Alicia remembers as a blue dress, Will remembers as a red dress. It's just like, yeah, that is so to real life, right? Like,
yes,
we forget like small details when we are, remembering bigger things. Like, oh, the dress is red. Oh, it was blue. It's like, okay, whatever. All I remember is my hands creeping up to Alicia's no.
Yeah. And Will comes out of this one to hear Clark say, was there ever a ruling that he was mentally unstable? And his Matthew's wife says no. So the judge is like, all right, this is all I need to know. Favorite. Again, Christine Baranski is always one of my favorites, but her delivery of like, ya boy, and also, we lost.
Because it's like, all right. It's just like, all right, I'm ready to rule. She's like, oh, that's it. We're done. We're cooked.
We lost. And so the judge starts, giving his ruling. He's like, well, even though we have conflicting testimony about his mental stability, then we get another flashback from Will. And he is basically standing outside again of the glass conference room, watching Ashbaugh watch Alicia. And the eyes that he was making at Alicia wasn't really paying attention. But then Ashbaugh catches Will in this, and Will walks away like with his head down.
Well,
and
because it's so relevant, right? Because when you're people watching and then someone catches you watching them, it's like, oh, let me look down. I'm looking around. I wasn't watching. I wasn't looking at you. You? I was looking at what? No, I was looking at you. I was looking at the ground. I was looking at my shoes. Like when you know that you damn well were watching that person. Yeah. And then, like when you lock eyes, that person's like, oh, let me look away.
Yeah.
So relevant, so awkward, those moments.
But this gives Will something to go with. So he stands up and he interrupts the judge. And the judge is like, I already ruled that he was of sound mind. And was like, we accept that. But we have one more witness to call. There's still the matter of undue influence. And you could just see like Alicia's like, what? And so Will is saying Alicia coerced Ashbaugh to write up a new will. And so we would like to call Alicia to the stand. And he looks across the aisle and she looks across the aisle, and it's kind of like, you're doing this? You're really doing this.
How dare you bastard.
And Carrie slides right up next to Alicia. Like, what's he got? And she goes, a whole lot of anger.
Yeah.
So they go back to the office. On the way back, they're like, oh, is they really going to say that this is what you did? And she's like, I'll be ready for it. Meanwhile, Kalinda is being held by, I just forgot her name already. Jenna. In her car. Like, this is like, just like, they're just hanging out. Jenna's reading a book. Kalinda's handcuffed in the back of the car, waiting because Damien asked her to. And Kalinda's like, why? It's like, oh, because I owe him. Well, what do you owe him? She's like, I'm not going to play this game. If you want out, you're going to have to charm me. Gross. To which, I mean, this is the amount of charm that I have, because Kalinda goes, what do you call a boomerang that doesn't come back? Like a stick. But hey, it worked for her. So there's hope. So anyway, Will, okay. So now we get to this point where Will has to prepare to examine Alicia verbally in court.
We know he loves to examine Alicia.
So he sits down with his legal pad and a beer, and he starts putting together a decision tree, hence the title of this episode.
Marissa, I feel like you've written a decision tree.
Oh my god, I love
a time or 1,000. You've written a decision
tree so
tree.
much. I love them so much. I even made, like, one time when I worked at the museum in college, we could never figure out where to go out to eat, and so I made a decision tree in terms of like where to eat, and it was so good. Like, I think it stayed there for 10 years after I graduated. Like, it was amazing. It was like, where do you want to go? Champagne or Urbana? Do you want to go inside or outside? Do you want, like, what type of food do you want? Like, it was just like this whole type of thing. I love it. I love a decision tree. So good. Anyway, okay, so Will is preparing, and he just like, how long were you his lawyer? 2 years. Okay. In that time, did he threaten to fire you? And you see, just to set the scene for this, like, you are seeing like Will say these words out loud, and then you're seeing like a dreamscaped Alicia answer to Will. Like, he's rehearsing this in his mind.
Yeah.
So like, did he threaten to fire you? One answer, yes. Anything, more specific you want to mention? She's like, no. Okay, so the yes side is done. The yes side is done. On the no side, like, if she says no, Alicia says, are you talking about the thing 2 years ago? And Will, you get a little passionate here. He's like, yeah, I'm talking about the thing.
Yeah, that. I just imagine every time he goes back to, if this was like HBO, or something. Like I just picture Alicia like taking off an item of clothing after every
pretty
answer.
much.
Like because this is in Will's mind, right? Like
Yes.
Marissa could never. This is Will dreaming up this thing.
Yes. And he's like, yes, I am talking about the thing on September 23rd, 2011. Like very specific. He knew the date. He knew everything.
Yeah. And you know what else is funny? Like the affect that he gives Alicia in this dream sequence is almost akin to Marilyn of like,
yeah.
I can be more specific, Mr. Gardner.
Yeah.
Are you talking about that thing 2 years ago? It's like, Will, you a sick boy. You a sick boy.
Yes.
Will.
Yes. So then he goes back to the conversation he was having with Matthew Ashbaugh with the Will hands scene. And Matthew saying they're out to get me, and Will is like trying to coach Matthew, and he keeps saying Matthew. And Ashbaugh's like, don't say my name like that. I'm not a child. And Alicia goes, Matthew. And he's like, oh, okay.
And you see Alicia like touch Will like, hey, I got this. I am the Matthew Ashbaugh whisperer. I am the in general client whisperer. That's what y'all bring me in for. So let me do my thing, babe. Let me do my thing. It's like, now Matthew. He's like talking to a child. Like, now Matthew, calm down. It's okay. It's all good.
And then it turns in a heartbeat because Ashbaugh goes, "Are you married or aren't you?"
I just kind of wanted Will to be like, "Yeah, like, are you or aren't you?" Because I gotta know too. I want to know as well because we're doing some stuff. And if you're married.
And I do have to say, I know you said it at the top of this, but Josh Charles is acting in this whole in this entire scene. Like you can see all of the emotions that we have not seen as an audience play out in terms of how he thinks about his relationship with Alicia. Like this is getting to him. Like he's really having a hard time processing this line of questioning, and then also everything that this line of questioning is bringing up. It's a really tough spot for him.
Yeah, he's using this like dream sequence to kind of get out his feelings and how he really feels about how this whole thing with Alicia has gone down since the whole FA debacle of like he's like and it gives a great insight into his psyche and how he's feeling and how what he's thinking about Alicia right now. So it's so good. So good.
It's so good. It's so good. And he decides he's going to ask the question, didn't he say that he was in love with you? And the dream Alicia says, I was joking. I was joking when I said that. Okay. This is so many layers. There's a lot of layers. So then we get another flashback to New York. They're basically like having sex on a balcony of a hotel, like out there. And you can see like Alicia's laughing. She's like, I think I can change his mind. I have my ways, you know. And Will gets up. Like we see Will, present day Will, like get up from his chair and like he's almost crying. Like he's like oh, and the next thing we see is him say to her, this is crazy romantic. And she whispers in his ear, this is the happiest I've ever been.
I said ever? I was like, okay, damn.
And then Will goes, you knew he was in love with it. It was very much like, it was almost like Will's A Few Good Men moment. It was like,
yeah, and he was in love with him. And to set it up, like we're back in the courtroom. Like we're on the balcony. Now we're back in court as he's questioning her. And then he goes,
he's like, you knew you were in love with him and you used him to get your way. Is this just how you are with men?
Wow.
And then it continues and he's like, you're married when you want to be. You made me believe you loved me so you could steal my clients. And Alicia is just like, no, Will, no. And he says, stop it. I don't like it when you're weak. And you could see his face after this. Like he's wrecked by this. Like as much as we're ever going to see Will Gardner wrecked, like he is wrecked.
My God, man, it was so good. I mean, I love these raw. Like it wasn't real, right? It was a dream sequence, but just like, wow, man, like it's so raw.
It was so good. It was so good.
Like, this is how you're feeling. We haven't heard him verbalize these things. This is how he's feeling. This is how this case is making him feel. is getting him in his feels. Like, did she do that with me? Like, was it ever real? Did she do all of this to just like, steal my clients and get knowledge information just to screw me over in the end? And also, I think he's also grappling with the like, am I really going to do this to Alicia? Like,
right
in court right now? Is this how far this has gone? I'm going to like reveal things about her. Is this going to reveal things about her and me? Like, are we going to have to talk about the fact that we were effing that weekend?
Well,
like,
and like they haven't had any conversations about any closure conversations about their break or anything like this. So what else could come out in court if he decides to go this way? You know what I mean? Like, there's just so many layers that are happening. And unfortunately, well, first of all, very well done. This entire scene. Very, very well done. Unfortunately, it is interrupted because freaking Isabella is still here. Why? She's like, come back to bed. You gotta let it go. I'm here now. Blah, blah, blah.
The slopes are calling, baby. The snow is ready and fresh. Let's start skiing these slopes again.
Kalinda is still being held hostage by Jenna, and they decide to talk about guns. Basically, this isn't really going to go anywhere until Jenna decides that she trusts Kalinda more than Damien. So I don't know. That's how that one wraps up. Okay, but then we're back in court. And Diane sees Will's decision tree written out. Like, he brought this thing to court. Like, he and how often have we seen Will Gardner use notes? Very, very rare, especially some that are drawn out like this. Diane's like, I could take it. Like, it's okay. I could do it.
She knows this is like real, like, sensitive. Like, you sure you got this, bud? You okay? You look like you're gonna cry, Will. You look like you're about to break down. Yeah. You want me to take this?
And so he's
like, no, I got it. Like, are you like, okay? I think you might cry if you understand when you're questioning her. So I just want to make sure you're good.
Good morning. She's like, he says, good morning, Mrs. Florrick, and she says, good morning to you. She doesn't say anything. Like, okay. During the time that you were Matthew Ashbaugh's lawyer, did he threaten to fire you? Yes. Can you explain the circumstances?
Like, well, yeah. Let's also backtrack, because he did not expect her to say
no.
Yes.
He did not. No,
we saw he barely filled out the yes side of the decision tree, because he's like, she's not gonna say yes. And then she's like, just a masterclass by Alicia in many ways in this. But the first salvo was like, yeah, and it's like, oh, I did not expect you to say yes.
Yeah, he's off his game, because he's like, okay, let's buy some time. Can you explain the circumstances and what's happening? She's like, yeah, you and I were there to prep him for his deposition. And he interrupts her and says, is there anything about that night? And she goes, I wasn't finished. Do you want me to finish? And I was like, where are we going? Where are we going with this?
Oh, it's getting hot in here. Oh my gosh. Do you want me to finish?
And he says, yes, please.
Oh, yes, please, mama. Oh God. I was like,
so she goes on to
the tension is like palpable. I was like, oh God.
Yeah. Again, and also these two actors are bringing it. They are bringing it. So she goes on to explain that Matthew is being removed from one of the boards of one of the companies that he created, and he wanted to testify. And we thought that this wasn't a good idea. So Will says, were you able to change his mind? Did you change his mind? And she says, yes. And then he does. He goes over to that other side of the decision tree and asks the question, did you claim he was in love with you, Mrs. Florrick? And she says, I did claim that. She's like, did you say that, or did you use that to manipulate him? She said, I said it was a possibility. Did you manipulate him into signing off on his will? Alicia says, yes.
Oh, snap.
Carrie's like, excuse me, can I have a minute to confer with my client? Like, and the judge is like, no.
Everybody is like, what? Whoa. We did not. Well, again, Alicia's catching him off guard. She's like, bam, hit you with the uppercut. You didn't expect that. You didn't see that coming, did you? Like, yes, I did manipulate him to signing off on his will. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then he continues and says, did this, in your opinion, constitute undue influence? And she says, unfortunately, I think it had. And he says,
I knew something was up now. I knew something was up. I was like, okay, what's she going to hit him with? Like, what's next?
Well, I was very, I guess this is a question you would have to ask when it comes to undue influence. I don't know. It's like, is there anyone else involved? Because this was the question that really kind of turned the table here. He's like, was there anyone else involved? She says, yes. He says, who? She says, David Lee. Like, David Lee was involved in you signing this magic marker will and the signing of this will? It's like, no, the other one, the other will. Not the other Will Gardner, but the other Will the paper.
And I was like,
Will's like, okay, well, that's it. And Kira's like, no. Hold on a minute. I don't think she was finished.
In my notes, I said, the first one, exclamation marks. I was like, gotcha, bitch. And I was like, oh shit. Like, cause that was like, she turned those tables so hard. It was so almost hard. Like when Will busted her for starting Florrick Agos. How much he almost flipped that table. She turned tables on his ass. Like, oh no, the first one, bitch. The one that I did for Lockhart Gardner.
Well, and she said David Lee wanted me to prime the pump. I think were his words. So this is where we leave it in court.
Just
so
chef's kiss. Like, again, Alicia got his ass so hard. It's like,
and I think it shows that Will never really did see the potential of Alicia. Like, this is an Alicia that we saw like little peaks of when she was with Lockhart Gardner, LG. But when she's really able to like do the like she's leveled up. I would say
for sure. And the fact that no one saw this was like, oh yeah, if you're gonna say that I was able to manipulate him, and it's almost like the first thing we're talking about, like, if this witness isn't good enough for this, is also not good enough for this. So it's also like, if you say that I had influence on him for this will, you also have to say I had influence on him this other will that you are now trying to say is real, right? So,
and also that your partner instructed me to manipulate the client on. So if you're going to tell me that manipulation is not a tactic used in law, then everything's invalid. You know what I mean? Like,
you're trying to make me out to be some monster. You used me to do this. I mean, you as in your firm used me to do this for you in the first place. So you can't have one thing on one hand and one thing on the other. If one's bad, the other's bad too. So there's no wills, right? So it's like it's just like, oh, so
it was so good. Like, I did not want this scene to end. Like, I wanted more. I just wanted so much more. But this is where we do leave it in court.
I just want Will and Alicia to cross-examine each other for the whole episode. And just all the raw emotion and feelings and memories brought all into it. I would take a whole episode of that. It's just so delicious.
Yes. We do get the conclusion of this case, but it comes in the next storyline, which we're going to talk about, which is the fact that there is this holiday party that only 35 people have RSVP'd to. So Alicia does call Peter, Peter calls Alicia and is like, what is this about this holiday party? Why did you wait so long to invite me? She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's like, well, the only thing is I said I'd have dinner with my mom. Can I bring my mom to your party?
And not only does he say, can I bring my mom? He says, can I bring mother to your party?
Yes. And also, like, can you call her? She doesn't think that you like her. Like, established fact. Established fact.
Because I don't like her, Peter. That's why she thinks that. Because I don't.
And Eli is in the room when this conversation happens, and Eli is very concerned. He's like, you don't want to go to this party because there's going to be people there you don't want to be seen with.
And Peter, as Peter does, is like, whatever. I'll do whatever I want.
Yeah. Jackie. Okay, again, as much as I hate Jackie, there are some very good comedic moments with Jackie. One of them being the fact that she got a phone and she does not know how to answer the phone.
Listen, Jackie is everyone's mom. It's like, yep.
Great.
Yep.
So great. It's so great. And she's decorating Peter's offices for the holidays. Alicia does invite her to the party, and she's like, well, thank you so much for like inviting me. But I have dinner with Peter. Alicia's like, I invited him too. Like, don't worry about it. You could totally come. It's fine.
She's like, I know, Jackie. Yes, that's why I'm calling. I invited Peter, and you can come along. Like, Alicia is so annoyed. Just talking to Jackie right now.
Just like, I knew this was gonna happen. Okay. The conversation ends. Eli walks by, says, Jackie, like, it's not just Jesus time. Okay. Basically, he's like, there are other holidays. And she says, she holds up a dreidel and she says, I have a Hanukkah too.
Oh God.
It was so good. It was
so funny. And just so right in line with who Jackie is.
Yes. So funny. So Eli is like, oh my gosh, we can't go to this party. I know who can help me. Marilyn, ethics lady. She's got to be able to help me turn this around. So he goes to go talk to her. And he's like, can't go to this party because Colin Sweeney is going to be there. And she's like, who? Like, White OJ.
White OJ killed his wife, all that stuff.
Yeah. Meanwhile, because Marilyn is pregnant still, I feel as though she has overcome the nausea, but now is giving her baby sound through a sound system that she is putting onto her belly. So she's doing all this while having this conversation with Eli, and Marilyn's like, this isn't an ethics issue, it's a PR problem. Eli's like, yeah, well, except for that one time when Peter exchanged the release of Sweeney because he wore a wire for another case when he was state's attorney, and Marilyn's like, oh, okay, fine. So it is an ethics issue, but we can't really ask Peter because once Peter says no, there's no going back.
And I remember that. I remember when they made Colin Sweeney wear a wire. It's like, oh yeah, they're calling back to another episode. Cool.
Yeah. Veronica stops by the Florrick Agos offices and is greeted by the receptionist, who I still don't know her name, and says, Alicia's in court. And Veronica's like, that's fine. I'll wait. Bring, 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 bring. She gets a phone call. Apparently, Jackie, when she got her phone, got everyone's phone number because it's Jackie on the other line.
If I'm Veronica, I'm like, how did you get my number?
Exactly. And Jackie is like, oh, so I'm just calling about the party. Like, when are you going to be there? I'd really like to, meet up with you. And by the way, I'm decorating Peter's offices. They're very impressive. So, and Veronica, again, Stalker Channing, also amazing, because no one can do the I'm more disappointed in not being invited to a party any better than Stalker Channing. Like, she has done it pretty much in every single thing I've watched her do, but you could just see on her face, she's like, what party?
There's not nearly enough Veronica in this episode for me. Like, she always smashes out of the park when she's here. It's like, what do you mean party? A party I wasn't invited to? Excuse me?
Like, what?
Jackie called for this very.
Oh yeah, for 100%.
Just in case you weren't invited, I can just rub this in your face that I was invited and you weren't. It's exactly who Jackie is.
It's very like Jackie would fit very in with the old money Gilded Age crowd.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
So the RSVPs have come in. We've gone from 30 people to 835 people saying that they're going to come to this party. And Alicia's a little mad at Carrie for this, for some reason. I don't really know if I tracked where this anger was coming from, because they were like, hey, we want you to invite Peter. And she's like, okay, I'll call him. But Carrie didn't wait for Alicia. He sent an email.
Well, it's because she's hesitant to keep using Peter and his connections. And I think she's like, okay, well, I didn't even like really confirm that he was coming, and you didn't talk to me about like, hey, can I tell everyone that Peter's coming? Yeah. Like, can I get like, I feel like in this moment, Alicia's like, you're kind of like being scummy by like using me and not like making sure I'm good with you, telling everyone to come to see the governor. So it's like, why have we stopped acting together? I was like, oh, wow, this is very fast. Like you guys are dysfunctional within like a month of opening. It's wild. Like it took Lockhart Gardner like 10 years to get here.
Yeah. So she finishes that conversation, walks back to her desk. Veronica is sitting at her desk in sunglasses, like complete. Like, what did I do to you? Like, why did you invite me to this party? You invited Jackie? Like, what? And Alicia has to do like I was gonna invite you tonight, Mom. Like this is not what I intended. And Veronica knows what she's doing because the next question out of her mouth is, can I bring someone? And behind you see Robin saying, no, there's too many people. And Alicia's like, of course you can.
It's just a perfect like mom guilt trip of like, what have I done to upset you? Like, why are you mad at me? Why do you hate your mother?
But that's just because she's with those sunglasses on. Like she's been crying or something this whole time. Right behind her are Eli and Marilyn. They show up because they're like, we can't let Peter be in the same room as Sweeney. Alicia hears this classical music that I think reminds her of the Ashbaugh case. But she's like, listen, you're going to have to figure out a way out of this. I'm not going to disinvite Colin Sweeney to my party. Like, you're going to have to talk to Peter. I'm assuming you already have, and that's why you're here. But, oh, well, you're going to have to deal with it. So Eli has a plan. Eli's big plan. He goes into Peter's office and he's like, good news. Donna Brazil wants to talk to you about 2016. And I'm like, oh my God, we're already at 2016. 2016 feels like yesterday, but it wasn't. It was 10 years ago, but whatever. And Peter's like, what? Really? Already? And Eli's like, yeah, totally. She totally does. On Friday. The night of the party. And Peter's like, but at the party. She's like, oh, at least she'll understand. This is about your future, Peter, your future. And Peter's like, you're not trying to like pull something on me? And Eli's like I would arrange for a meeting with Donna Brazil just to get you out of this party. Come on, bro.
I mean, he's like dangling the vice presidency of like, you could be the vice president. I like how he's like, Biden doesn't want to be Hillary's. Hillary doesn't want to be Biden's. I was like, oh my, I was like, wow, this.
The PTSD, seriously. Yes. The PTSD of that situation was too much. Jackie decides to call Alicia before she goes on the stand that we had just talked about with her and Will to basically say, Alicia, I heard your mom could bring a +1. Can I bring a +1? So this is how the day is going.
I want we didn't later in the party. We didn't see Christian. She didn't mention Christian. It's like, is Christian still around? I don't know.
I don't. Maybe he's doing the innie outie thing. He's not. It's too early, but you know what I mean. Anyway,
the outie thing.
He was on the Severance.
Oh,
yeah.
That's too early.
Yeah. So Peter is in the car with Donna Brazil. They're on their way to their dinner, whatever. Like Eli's telling me this is about 2016. Is it about 2016? And Donna's like, I get it can be pretty much. She's like, whatever. And
she's like, do you want to? Do you want to be vice president? That's something you want? I was not prepared to come offer you that, but I guess if you want, we can think about it.
Eli, okay. Also, superb acting as always by Alan Cumming, because he is like, yeah, we could totally be there. Like, yeah, this is we want to be in the race. Like, this is the. We get a call from Jackie. And Donna's like, it's your mom. You got to take it. And Peter never called his mom to say he's not coming to this party.
Right.
So she's like, no, I can't make it. And Eli's like, we're not going. Like, he was just like, no. And then goes to Donna. Hey, Donna, you want to go to a party? So Eli has to call Alicia and says, yes, we're on our way. Against our better senses, we're coming. I just have to ask, is Colin Sweeney there? It's like, no, Colin's couldn't make the plane, something with the plane. And Eli says, thank your Christian Jesus God. So the kids are at the party and they want to know if they're millionaires. And of course, Alicia's like, only with the love in her heart. And then as she's looking, she's like, oh yeah, I just told Eli that Colin Sweeney's not here. But who walks in the door? None other than Lamont Bishop.
Let's go. Love me some Lamont Bishop.
I just can't how frank she is with the kids about this. She's like, oh yeah, top drug dealer in Chicago used to be a client of mine. And Zach's like, who are you?
Yeah, sometimes you're my mom, and sometimes you're just the most interesting person in our house. I don't know who I'm getting half the time. Like, yeah, Zach, finally you're realizing your mom's cool. She's hanging out with drug dealers, okay? She's gangster.
And she's like, why is he here? Carrie's like, I didn't invite him, but it's cool that he's here. And Robin's like, no, I totally did. I totally invited him because I thought you wanted his business. We see Veronica and Jackie catching up. I love this so much because Veronica is like, there is no national religion. And Jackie's like, that shouldn't impact your decorations.
I mean, boy, like especially in recent times, like this is a conversation right out of today.
Exactly. And Jackie says,
"No happy holidays. It's Merry Christmas and nothing else." It's like, no, you can just say Happy Holidays. It's the same thing. It's like, no, it's Christmas.
I'm gonna bring back Season's Greetings this year. We'll see if that happens. Season's Greetings.
I'm down.
The best though, also these two actresses really did bring it in here because Jackie's like, I think you should drink less because you're getting a little too loud. And Veronica's like, well, I think you should drink more to deal with that bug up your ass. So Alicia sends the kids to go take care of their grandmas, and then we get a phone call. And she answers the phone, Florrick Agos, and we hear a voice say, "Oh, I thought I'd get Carrie." It's Will Gardner.
A little bit of a continuity error, maybe, because shouldn't Will be at his own Christmas party? Because we're at the Christmas party
I think they had to cancel it. I think they canceled it because everyone went to their. Like, I was thinking about that too. I was like, there was no party, or they moved it. But he's calling to say, so we discovered another safety deposit box with like 4 other wills in it. So it looks like all of these wills are going to be invalid. And Alicia's like, thanks for calling. He says, yeah, sure. Happy holidays. Very weird.
It's a tad bit tense, tad bit like, we're not really, it's not the same, right? Like, I feel like this is like, things will never be the same between us. Like, we're just now colleagues, right? We're just people that work on different sides of like other companies. Like, it was weird.
There was even a moment where she was like, I can have Carrie call you back. Like, let me see if I can get out of this, basically. Oh, we do see Peter when he arrives at the party get cornered by Lamont Bishop. Everyone is like, I usually vote Republican. I could not resist voting for you. And Eli's like, gotta go.
It's exactly what you want to hear from the top drug dealer in Chicago when you are at a party with the head of the DNC.
So great. So Peter does introduce Donna to Alicia, and Eli is like, whoa, okay, this day, right?
Eli goes to Lamont freaking Bishop. Alicia, really? Like, yeah, no Kyle Sweeney, but Lamont Bishop is here?
Like, I was a surprise to me too, Eli. I had no idea. So Eli goes to the bar, and he's there with Marilyn and Veronica, and Eli's like, I need something strong. Like, just get me something strong. And Veronica hears this music, asks Marilyn about the baby, and she's like, yeah, I'm like 3 months in, and do you know the sex of the baby? She says, yes, it's a boy. Veronica's like, oh, I love boys. Mm-hmm. Do you have a name? It's like, yes, Peter. And then we get a spit take from Eli. It was so great. It was so just so good.
They should have just gone all the way and like stop the episode like an episode of Friends or freeze frames with like the drink coming out of Eli's mouth like that was funny.
It was, again, yes, a great episode of The Good Wife, covering a lot of ground, but also, man, if I could spend more time in that decision tree situation, I would happily be a fly on the wall for any of that.
Yep, let me get all the decision trees of all the characters. I want to know their innermost thoughts about the things going on right now. And so many cameos and like not enough time. Like no Lamont Bishop, not enough time. Veronica, not enough time. It's like I wanted all these.
All I kept thinking about was like the party that they throw to celebrate the 100th episode is gonna be great because everybody's already there.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Except for Colin Sweeney, but
yeah. So that's the episode. Marissa, do you want to tell the good folks where they can find you online and what you're up to, what you're talking about?
Yeah, you can find me at itsmemarissag.com, where you can find links to all the podcasts that we're on. This one being The Good Pod. That's where I am. You can watch we would really like to get more YouTube subscribers. So even if you don't watch us on YouTube, if you could go over and subscribe, that would really help us out. But you can find a link to the YouTube at itsmemarissag.com. On YouTube, we do have different feeds for The Good Wife and for Elsbeth. So if you're looking for a way to separate that, that might be a way to go. Another place you can find me is over on Whirlwind Podcast, where I'm talking about Pretty Little Liars, one previously on at a time, and also going through space very slowly with my sister as we watch Star Trek The Next Generation for the first time over on USS Sisterhood. But that's what's up with me. Jason, what's up with you?
Yeah, you can find me over on the Perfect Match podcast with my friend Asia Welch. As we are going through the vault of Married at First Sight, we are just started season 12. Really good season of the Married at First Sight show. So if that's something that you're interested in, come on over. We are exclusively on Patreon right now. So you go to Patreon and just search up a Perfect Match podcast. You'll find it. So that's it for me. That's it for Marissa G. Until next time, stay good.